It's February 29th, 2024. I'm going to give you a brief story of the leap year and how it became to be, and some fun facts with it. So, the Earth's rotation, as you can see, is exactly 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds. So, it's not quite 365 and a quarter, and we'll explain how that affects the calendar in just a minute. So we have to go all the way back to February of 47 BCE when Julius Caesar meets with some of Egypt's greatest thinkers. That's when he was with Cleopatra, so he had the Roman and the European or in the Egyptian ties there to discuss changes he wanted made to the Roman calendar. So the Roman calendar that was in place was 12 months, 355 days, so 10 short of what we currently have now. Every 3 years, an extra month, not extra day, an extra month of 27 or 28 days was added, but this was politically challenged and not mathematically accurate. Meanwhile, the Egyptian calendar was 12 months of 30 days. So you do the math there, that's 360 days. Then they would add an additional month, which just included 5 days to get to that 365 mark. But that gradually led to the calendar being out of sync. So neither calendar was exactly accurate to the way it needed to be. So Julius Caesar put his best thinkers, philosophers, mathematicians, scientists, astrologists together and had them work on a new calendar based on the old Roman months and the Egyptian calendars to help out with things like floods that were happening and harvest times for crops. So what they came up with is a leap year day was added to the calendar, adding another February 24th. Yeah, February 24th. After another February 24th every 4 years. And this would begin January 1st, 45 BCE. In this, they would kind of pay a little homage here to Julius Caesar. The seventh month, I believe he was born in July, would be known as Julius. And you can see how July came of that. And the eighth month was named for Augustus, who was the kind of main creator of the calendar there. This Julian calendar would stay the same for over 1,000 years, except adding a day to the end of February every 4 years. So we skip way ahead now into the year 1577. We go to Rome, Italy, and a German mathematician named Christopher Clavius and others brought together by the Pope, who was named Gregory the 13th at that time, to reform the Julian calendar because about every 128 years, the calendar would become inaccurate. You would lose a full day. So this became a problem because in the Catholic Church, Easter needed to be celebrated around the same time every year. So Easter is supposed to be celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon after March 21st, which is the spring equinox when the day and the night is exactly the same time. So Pope Gregory wanted Easter to be back in its rightful place on the calendar. So in March 1582, a new Gregorian calendar would be put into place in October. Non-Catholic Europeans did not necessarily like this. They didn't always agree with the Pope and the Catholic ways, but so Catholic Europeans took the Gregorian calendar while non-Catholics, a lot of them, different countries and people stayed with the old ways. So finally, we skip ahead to September 2nd, 1752. In England, a crowd gathered at the bar and they were unaware that Parliament, previous to this, had passed legislation to admit 11 days from the calendar to bring Great Britain in line with the Gregorian calendar. This would end confusing dates on shipping things, on trades, and different times of the year, being off almost 2 full weeks. So a fun story here, a guy named William Willett challenges bar patrons that he can dance nonstop for 12 days. So at 11 p.m. ish, he starts dancing on September 2nd. And then after midnight, he sat down and he won his bet of saying he could dance for 12 straight days by dancing for a little over an hour. And according to legend, those parishioners, excuse me, the bar patrons paid up. So a few more facts about leap years. Every 4 years, we call it a leap day, a leap year, whatever. But not every single 4 years, not every presidential cycle, not every Olympic year is a leap year. So the rule to that is if the year is divisible by 100 and not divisible by 400, the leap year is skipped. So the year 2000 was a leap year, but the years 1700, 1800, 1900 were not. The next time a leap year will not be skipped, or will be skipped, excuse me, is in about 76 years from now in 2100. So just some interesting leap year facts there for you. Another one, 4 million people in the world are leap day babies. You have a 1 in 1,461 chance, which is 0.00068%. You also have a higher chance of you have a 3 times higher chance of being born with an extra toe or an extra finger than being born on February 29th. Kind of interesting there. In Greece, getting married on a leap day is said to be bad luck. So most couples that are engaged try to skip that day for all by all costs. In the countries of Finland, Scotland, and Ireland, it is tradition for a woman to propose to a man. If a man refuses, he must give her something in return. A leap year fact you don't want to hear if you're a criminal: if you're in court and you get sentenced to a year, it does not count as an extra day. If you are sentenced to serve a year and it is a leap year, you will serve 366 days, not 365. In the great debate, if you're an hourly worker, it doesn't matter. But if you're on salary, you're working today for free, if you think about it. Although technically each year is 365 and a quarter. So that's the basic story of how the leap year came to be, why it's put into place. Makes a lot of sense for calendar purposes, and some fun facts there. Hope you learned something and enjoy your extra day.